Okay, I don't know, just please keep yourself free so that you can do more
Yes, sir.
work on. Okay, so now we will be discussing about functions, of course, but we can use functions inside the objects also, and they are called as methods. Okay, S- so when it comes to what are methods, I mean to say, we can have some values in object as a key value pairs. So they are called basically properties. In the same way, we can also have functions inside the object as key value pairs, and they are called as methods. So here I would like to show you some methods where we can make use of those methods for particular purpose, for some specific purpose. For example, where obj is equal to open bracket close bracket. For example, um, you can have something like okay, that is principal amount as 1 2 3 4 5, and rate of interest is 14%. So what do we call um, total amount or something like that? Okay, tenure is something like 12 months. Hmm? And total, we have to get the total.
Principal.
Yeah, get total amount is equal to, generally we calculate the total amount from a function, right? Function of, so here I have to calculate the total amount of the given principal, rate of interest and tenure. For example, if I have taken 1 lakh loan with a rate of interest of 14% per year, basically this is tenure is 3. Let us suppose will I keep it as 3 years, so I want to return in 3 years with the rate of interest as 14. So what will be the total amount I'm going to pay, and what is the EMI I had to pay? So that is get EMI is also again a function. Suppose if I say, I mean, what I want is console.log of obj dot get total amount of. So it should display the total amount I am paying for this particular loan, and obj dot get EMI should give me the EMI per month. In such case, what should be the logic and how should I write it? Just like how I was using properties by using dot operator, the same way I can also call the functions, I mean to say methods, by using the dot operator of the object, from the object. Okay, object dot get total amount. So this get total amount, whenever you call the get total amount, this function will be called, this function will be executed. When this function gets executed, it should return the total amount, right? How do I get the total amount? So how can I say total uh, PTR by 100 or something like that? What is that?
By 100.
How do I calculate simple interest? or yeah, simple interest. How do I calculate simple interest? Simple interest calculator. So interest principal, if the principal is 10,000, rate of interest per year percentage is 3.875, and the total time is 5 years, then calculate. So when it is calculated, interest is 1,935. This is the interest, total interest I'm about to pay. Hello, isn't it? This is the total interest I am supposed to pay. Then the total amount will be the principal amount plus this one, interest. Okay. So the EMI will be total amount by the tenure. That is, for example, if I have selected 3 months, sorry, 3 years, then that is equal to 36
months.
36 months. So first of all, I had to calculate the simple interest. Get simple interest is also equal to a function. So this gives you the simple interest. But okay, so this function will return the simple interest. But how do I calculate the simple interest? I had to access these 3 properties inside this function. Hello. I have to access these 3 properties inside the function. Suppose if it is outside the function, yes, I can able to access obj.principal, obj.roi, obj.tenure. All of you, please keep your whole concept or mind, everything here. When you are accessing the properties or methods outside the object, we can directly make use of object name. But if you want to access the local properties, that means the properties of the current object inside the method, then I have to refer our own principle. I have to make use of this keyword called this, this dot principle. Okay. And now I want to access the rate of interest, 14%, right? Okay. So that is 14 by 100. For 100 rupees, it is 14 rupees. Okay, that is for principal. For, yeah, you have to be careful. How did they calculate? Sorry, into, not plus, into. Then the total tenure, that is 3, and that means 3 into 36, that is 36 months, right? Maybe 3 years, sorry, per year, that is 14%, not like that. So now how can I access this 14 directly? Not 14, this dot ROI, not directly 14. And how can I access the tenure? This dot
tenure.
So this gives you the simple interest. Suppose if I try to access get, sorry, console.log of obj.get simple interest of, gives me the simple interest for this particular object. So when I run this code, where I'm saving this methods, I'm saving it in another place. Not in RB13. So it is 42,000 is going to be the interest for 1 lakh rupee for the tenure of 2 years. For the tenure of 2 years, total how much amount I'm going to pay extra, that is 42,000. Okay, suppose if I want to have the get total amount, so how can I say that get total amount? I will have to return the this dot get simple interest function call. So this gives you the total simple interest plus the principal, this dot principal amount gives you the total amount I'm paying. So this is the total amount I am going to pay. So then how the EMI will be calculated? Return this dot get total amount
by 30.
by not directly 36. You have to say something like
This,
this
this dot
dot tenure into 12. So this gives you
EMI.
EMI. So per month I had to pay for around 3,944. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Is it clear, guys? Is it clear?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Super. So this is how we have to calculate the to say simple interest. I don't know, compound interest or something like that, or there are so many things, but this is what actually the way we had to do. Okay, suppose I want to make some other compound interest for EMI for some other things also. Then how can I do that? So you have to change obj dot principal is equal to 2 lakh rupees. Try to understand the point. Obj dot ROI is equal to 12%. Obj dot tenure is equal to 4 years. Imagine. Okay. Then what is the EMI for me? I just think about EMI only. So console.log of obj dot get EMI. This now gives you the EMI of the current value, that is 6,166 will be the EMI, and total amount I'm going to pay is get total amount, gives you the total amount what I'm paying for 20,000. So 2 lakhs, for 2 lakhs I'm paying this much. Hello guys, I hope you are getting.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Generally we take the loan amount around 80 lakhs, right? This is 8 lakhs. This is 80 lakhs. 80 lakhs for the rate of interest, as I think, what is the rate of interest for home loans? Home loan rate of interest.
5 points.
Yeah, 5 point something like that. HDFC home loan 6.70. So this is 6.70 per annum. That's absolutely right. Tenure is 4, correct? So then what is the EMI I'm going to have? I mean to say per month, how much EMI I had to pay. So let me comment out this one. So every month I had to pay 2,11,000. If I go for 4 years of tenure, I had to pay 2,11,000 per month. Generally, what do we do is we take the tenure of 15 years. So when I take the tenure of 15 years, 90,000, around 89,100, I had to pay as a EMI, and the total I am going to pay after 15 years is going to become 1 crore 60 lakhs 40,000. It is more than the double of the amount if you take the tenure as 15 years. Okay, anyways, I whether it is my formula is correct or not, leave about that. But here you have to understand the technicalities in it, not the what you say formula in it. Technicality in the sense how I am able to see access the local, I mean to say the properties of the object, current properties. When I have same things over here, at this time the object means object values, object principal is 10 lakhs, object not 10 lakhs, 1 lakh, object rate of interest is 14, object tenure is 3. When I am calculating here, because that is the default values I had it inside the object. But when I want to calculate for different values, hello, when I want to calculate for the different values, I had to calculate like this. First, you have to apply different values to this object properties. And then when I say obj and the line number 26, obj dot get EMI means it will call this obj's get EMI function will be called. When get EMI function gets called, in that function, what is the exact meaning of this? What is the meaning of this keyword? That means this is pointing to current values, current object. Hello.
Okay. Yes,
Current
sir.
object. This dot, for example, it calls this dot get total amount. When it calls get this dot get total amount, it will call this dot get simple interest. Here, this dot principal means what? This dot principal is 1 lakh or 80 lakhs?
80 lakhs.
Very good. When in the line number 26, when I make a call in the line number 26, at that moment when it is ultimately gets called, this means the current object values. Hello.
Okay, sir.
This means the current object. Did you get my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So that means, sir, previous values will be override.
Yes, gone up in the air. It's gone. 120 meter 6. Okay, they are gone. They are no more.
Okay.
Yeah, right. Yes, the question is very valid, and that is what the question I'm expecting, in fact. Because how can I persist them? How can I make these methods available to different objects? Hello, I mean, I need very good cooperation from all the people. I want to give you little more than what even I regularly give. But the point is, you have to accept me. You have to think a little bit more from your side also. Okay. The question is very valid question. How can I have these values also persisted? Okay. Right, sir. So is it possible to create multiple objects? And all those objects will share the same set of
Functions.
methods. Yes. Okay. So basically that is actually that is called as encapsulation. That is actually called encapsulation. Okay, anyways, I'll show you how actually I do this kind of work in real time. So for this, whenever I need to calculate this kind of things, first I will create a constructor function. I first create a constructor function. Guys, give me a minute, please. Yeah, how these kind of scenarios will be maintained or managed in real time. Okay, so what do we do in the real time is we first create a constructor function for this kind of loan section. For example, here I create LOAN loan dot J, sorry, not JS, actually JS only, but here we are using HTML pages, so I am creating HTML. So here HTML script. So where or else function. That constructor function also looks like the same, but we will define like this: function loan, open bracket and close bracket. Sir, analysis, investigation, I will do it later. First of all, you try to what do you say, come to the flow. How do I do? You need not to understand it thoroughly. You just try to see how this will really happen in the real time. Okay. So first I had to create, I hope you understood, guys, you need lot of experience. Diksha, Mithali, Rajesh, Shailaja and Soumya. Hello guys, please come on
Yes,
the
sir.
mic.
Yes, sir.
Guys,
Yes, sir.
please try to understand. Suppose if I pamper you, pampering in the sense, if I give you small things, okay, you may feel happy, you may feel like I am learning something, but you really don't get into the actual development practice. Okay, I have to give you something which you don't even understand. Only then you realize okay, maybe this kind of things I will do it in the future. Are you getting me? Suppose if I give you only simple things, means it will not give you any bigger use. To understand and to follow the flow or to create by yourself, you need lot of experience, guys. Okay, you need lot of experience. You at least work under this entire flow for 1 or 2 years, then you realize what are these. But till that time, should I stop teaching you all these things? Will it be
No.
good from my side? No.
No, sir.
हाँ, so don't take me wrong. अरे ये क्या पहले तो समझ में आ रहा था, अभी कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा है. Yes, it will not really easy. I'm saying it, but I have to give you this. Otherwise, it will be not that much useful to you. Okay, so chalo, I have given enough explanation about why I am teaching, which you really take time to understand. Okay, chalo. So function, I have to create the properties. I mean to say, declare the properties. This dot, I use a keyword called this. The meaning of this is different in this particular situation. I come back to this. Don't worry. This dot principal is equal to, here I will say P, rate of interest, tenure. So this dot principal is equal to P, this dot interest is equal to I, this dot tenure is equal to T. Then I'll define the methods. That is, this dot get get simple interest is equal to a function in which I return this dot, same logic, copy paste. So this dot principal into this dot rate of interest, not rate of interest. Here it is interest, this dot tenure. So this is for simple interest. The same way when I try to have this. So this dot get element, get total amount is equal to a function which returns this dot simple interest plus this dot principal. So this dot get EMI is, I will explain, okay, is equal to function which gives you this one. Guys, done. So first of all, I had to create this kind of what is a constructor function. this constructor function can actually create an object where loan 1 is equal to new loan of principal amount, whatever the principal amount you want to give. That is, for example, principal amount is 40 lakhs. 40 lakhs. And then interest is 8%, and tenure is equal to 10 years. Okay, so now in the loan 1 object, you will be having the principal interest as for 40 lakhs, rate of interest as interest is 8%, and tenure is 10 years. So if you see console.log of loan 1 will print where I'm array. In the loan 1, you can have the interest is equal to this one. And along with that, you also have the methods. Hello, you also have the methods get EMI, get simple interest, get total amount. So for loan 1, if I want to have get EMI of, it will print only the EMI of get this dot simple interest.
Simple interest formula. Spelling on line 11.
Thank you. Thank you, really. Okay, so this is simple interest I'm going to have for this particular 40 lakhs is 60,000 for 8 years. Okay, 60,000 for 8 years. Sorry, 10 years. Okay, tenure is 8%, 10 years. For 40 lakhs, if the rate of interest is 8%, 0.08. Is it true? Oh, sorry. This is EMI, man. Sorry, this is EMI. Get simple interest. The interest I am going to pay is 32 lakhs. For 40 lakhs, I'm paying 32 lakhs extra. That is 32 lakhs extra. So the total amount I am going to pay is get total amount will be 72 lakhs. For 40 lakhs of loan, how much I am paying ultimately?
72 lakhs.
72 lakhs.
72 lakhs. Okay, big amount, nah? Yeah. So the interest rate will be 60,000. Interest, EMI will be 60,000. This is only for loan 1. Imagine another person has come for the loan and they have given something like where loan 2 is equal to, then I'll create a new loan for that. Loan of, what is the total amount they are looking for? That is 35 lakhs. And how much tenure they want to keep it for? 20 years. Sorry, rate of interest for 35,000, rate of interest will be 9%. And how much tenure? For 20 years. Imagine if this is the loan, this is the loan specification, then immediately you are supposed to print console.log of loan 2 dot get simple interest. So these are the formulas we have in the banking system. So the simple interest only, I have something like 62,000. Sorry, 63 lakhs. 63 lakhs, Nana. 63.
Yes, sir.
Total simple interest. So because it is 20 years, that's the reason. Okay. and get a total amount will be something higher. That is only for 38 lakhs, I'm paying 98 lakhs. If you go for 20 years, definitely. That is why itna lengthy nahi rakhte. So the EMI will be 40,000. For 35 lakhs, I am paying 40,000 rupees. This is the actual thing. What do you pay? Generally, your rate of interest will be 6.8 or something like that. For 20 years, this is exactly what happens. Whenever we take loan for 35,000, we generally pay 34,000, similar amount. Do you remember? Anybody is paying here? Home loan?
Oh,
Rajesh?
No, sir.
ఇంకా అక్కడ వరకు రాలేదా? బతికిపోయాను. So otherwise, because you don't feel like you are living for yourself, you are living for your home EMI, you are living for your kids school fee, you are living for your car loan, you are living for Sachin Tendulkar, something like that. You don't live for yourself, you live for something else. Okay, anyways, get into the job quickly, then you can do anything. So anyways, guys, this is what happens. If I take 70 lakhs loan, then it will be something like this. Perfect. Very correct formula I am using. 6.8. 70 lakhs ke liye 68 to 70,000 I had to pay. Chalo. So this is about your, how do I actually create the function? Okay. Here I am not writing the method for the object. I am writing the methods directly inside the constructor function. So try to understand, guys. Try to understand here. I have created multiple objects. I can create multiple objects and I can persist them. Suppose if I want console.log of loan1.get EMI gives me loan1 EMI. As I have created loan 2, that
Yes.
doesn't mean loan 1 will be vanished. It will be persistent. This will be there in the memory. This is called loan 1 is an instance. And I have binded all these methods to the loan 1 as well as loan 2. I'm not binding those methods only to loan 1 or only to loan 2. These methods will be common for all the objects I will be creating for loan constructor function. So whatever the whatever the objects I create for loan constructor function, all those loan objects will get this methods. Am I clear to you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
yes,
Right? So this is how we manage the what you say, object oriented principle, object oriented mechanism. Okay, just give me 2 minutes, I'll be back. So as you understood what are constructor functions, now I gave this entire concept only to explain you how do I share methods across multiple objects. Here, these methods are available only to this object. It is not available to multiple objects. Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So to
Yes, sir.
make these methods available to multiple objects, I will keep those methods under a constructor function. And the respective properties will be defined as a properties inside that function by using this. I will come back to this again. Okay. So here also loan1 dot get EMI means this function will be called, yes or no? So when
Yes.
loan1
Yes.
dot get EMI, this will be called. When it is getting called, it will call this dot get loan
Total
amount.
amount.
Okay, so it will call this again. This will call this one, right?
First one,
Ultimately, the
yes.
meaning is this dot principal means what? This dot principal means loan one's principal.
Yes.
When I say loan 2 dot get EMI, again it will be called this dot principal for that call, for that
Loan
particular
2
call.
dot
That is loan 2's principal.
principal.
Interest, this
Yes.
dot interest means loan 2's interest. This dot tenure means loan 2 tenure.
Tenure.
When I call this one, that is loan 1's tenure. Loan 1's, this means pointing to this object or this object. When you call with this object, this points to the current object. Current object in the sense from which, using which object I am calling this get EMI. When you call
Yes.
loan1 dot get EMI, then also it will call the get EMI only. When I say loan 2 dot get EMI, even that time also the same function will be called. Yes or no? But
Yes.
Yes.
this means this points to current object. This is called the current object. This is when you are calling the function, which object is being used for the call. That is called current object.
Current object.
Current object through which you are calling. That is called current object. Hope you got me, right? Let's go
Yes.
to the next stage. The next stage is, let us understand different methods. I mean to say different functions we have. Okay. Then we will go back to arrays and we start working on it. Different functions I am talking about. What are the functions I have? Different types of functions. The most important class for the whole journey. Type of functions. Definitely don't watch any TV, don't watch any Instagram or anything. Please concentrate here for 100%. Right. Normally function will be declared like this. Something like this. Okay. So we call that function as this way. That's a regular thing. This kind of functions are called as function declarations. This kind of functions are called as function
declarations
or declarative functions. Actually, in English, this is not a suitable word. Function declarations means just declaring the function. But actually, that is the name and type of the function. Next. There are certain functions where you can declare like a literal. You can declare like a literal, like this, where a or add is equal to function, which takes two arguments which return the result. So here actually there is no name for the function. Actually the name of there is no name for the function. This is the function definition. And add is also not the name of the function. Add is just a reference variable to this function. Add is just a reference variable to the function. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. So if you are able to declare or if you are able to define a function as an expression, this is called as function expressions or function literals or function expressions, function literals, or variable functions. These are the three different names what we can have to this kind of functions. If you express or if you define a function like this, then we have these kind of names. Suppose, and one more thing, the function which doesn't have any name is called as anonymous function. Basically, this is an anonymous function. Don't say this is entire thing is an anonymous function. This entire thing is an expression, is a literal. And in that, this particular part, the function definition is for the function type is called as anonymous function. This function doesn't have any name. When any function doesn't have name, then how do I access them? Yes, that is why I have given that particular function to a variable. So through variable add, I can actually use that function. So what is add?
Very.
Reference.
Very good. It's a variable which is having the reference to the function. This is how you have to say. Yeah. Okay. Like this. Hey, what happened? Okay. So add is a variable which is referencing to a anonymous function like this. All right, next. So what is the difference between normal functions and anonymous functions? You have to go back to the definition of hoisting. I explained you what is hoisting in the past. According to the hoisting definitions.
Yes, sir.
Declarations will be moved to the top.
That means what? Variable declaration, no, not only declarations. Hoisting in JavaScript. JavaScript hoisting refers to the process whereby the interpreter appears to move
Declaration of
the declarations to be moved. That is not the answer. Declarations of functions, variables, or classes. So these function declarations, variable declarations, and class declarations move to the top of their scope prior to the execution of the function. Before executing the function, those function declarations, variable declarations, or class declarations will be moved onto the top. Am I clear? Hoisting allows functions to be safely used in code before they declared. So the declarative functions only used. Okay. So here, what are the declarations we have? What statements, what things will be hoisted? This ABC function is anyways in the top. So that is hoisted. And where add will be hoisted, not the function definition.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, in this, what is the declaration? What is the declaration part?
Where add.
Where add.
Super answer. Only where add is the declaration part. So that is hoisted, not the function assignment. Assignment of the function is not hoisted. But here this entire function is hoisted. Here the entire function is hoisted. So before the function definition also, if I try to call console.log of ABC of 12, 123, 455, something like this. Will it be executed?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Why?
Because
Because
the
hoisting.
function.
Because of the hoisting.
Hoisting.
Suppose if I say console.log of add of 12, 42.
Undefined maybe.
This cannot be accessed. Add function is okay. Add is okay, but add as a function is not accepted. Okay, let us see the result. You get the type error. Hello, so far we have seen two errors, reference error and
Yes.
Syntax error.
Type error.
so far. Now we got the type error. That is here. Suppose if I say where k is equal to 999. Suppose if I say console.log of k, what will be the output? What is the output here?
Undefined.
Undefined.
Very good. That is not going to be an error. That is undefined. Suppose if I say console.log of d, what is the output I'm going to get for this?
This will be
Reference error.
Reference error. Reference error. D is not defined.
Fine.
Okay, something is defined. That means something is already in the hoisting, but that is not a function by this time. Here, this is add is not a function. This is add is not a type of function. It is just a variable. It is just a variable. Okay, you cannot use it as a function. So if you try to use it as a function, what kind of error I am going to get? Type error.
Type error.
I'm going to get type error. Okay, this is completely a reference error. Can you give me an example for syntax error?
$100 equal to var x.
Super. Assignment. Left hand side L value required error. That is syntax error. Anything is a syntax error, guys. Here, if I miss this, what kind of error I am going to get? Syntax error. Unexpected end of in. Okay. So here, if I say k is 987 is equal to k. Invalid left hand side in the assignment. That is also a syntax error. Sir, if somebody tried to ask you some errors, you should shoot them with all your answers. It should be like a AK-47 bullet. Tak, 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 tak. They should mesmerize with your answers. All these syntax errors, type errors, reference errors, when do they come? What is hoisting, that, this, that, boot, everything you should be able to give them. So be ready for, I mean, you have to make it like that. Okay, I hope you understood what is hoisting and what is the difference between function declaration and
Function expression.
And no,
function expressions. Okay. And also function, that is means function expression, function literal, variable as function, all are same. A function without name is called what?
Anonymous.
Anonymous function.
Yes.
anonymous function.
So anonymous functions will not only be used in function expressions. There are some other places where anonymous functions will be used. Are you ready to see them? Yes. That is
Yes.
self-executable functions. Self-executable functions. Sometimes you can define a function which does some work. It need not to return anything. Okay. So this is a function which is anonymous function, but it is not self-executed. You can self-execute this function. So when I refresh this page, console.
Here one more ending with last line number 27.
Okay. The error is not with the immediately invoked function expression. Few years back, actually the same problem has occurred. On the day, almost all 1 hour got wasted. Because there is no error in the self-executable function, but the error is in the previous line. If the previous line don't end up with a semicolon, these all things comes under this particular expression. Okay, so before writing your immediately invoked in a function expression, you ensure the last line is closed properly. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
The rule.
Yes, sir.
So now it is immediately got executed. This kind of things are called as immediately invoked function expressions. Okay, that is why it is also called EFI, or self-executable functions or self-executed functions. Here also, do I have any name for this function?
No.
No.
So that function is a anonymous function or not?
Yes.
So
Yes.
that function is an anonymous function as well as
Self-executing.
Self-executed.
How about this one?
This is anonymous, but
Anonymous.
function expression.
Yeah, anonymous function as a function expression.
Function expression.
Okay, yeah. Now whatever I am going to give you, that is more surprising to you. Okay, in the meanwhile, take a break and come back. Okay, just take a small break and come back. I'll give you a very beautiful concept called callback functions. But for that, you need little peace of mind. Just relax. Don't watch Instagram. Just relax,
Yeah.
5 minutes and come back.
Okay. Sir.
More detailedly, we have to understand the behavior in a closure look. That is, some functions not only accept numbers or strings or arrays or objects. Some functions also accept another function as an argument. I hope all of you are here. Array,
Yes, sir.
who left? Mitali left. Soumya, are you sleepy?
No, sir, I'm listening.
Yeah, you're on a wrong time zone. Actually, I know. Yeah, Sailaja, are you
Yes,
there?
Sir, I'm here.
Right. Guys, listen to me. Functions can accept some other functions also. Of course, anonymous functions. That is, such kind of functions are called as first class functions. So this is a function I have, function ABC, which can take normally A and B. Okay. So A may be a number. So I can make use of console.log of A, and B can be a function. So I can call that function inside this, that passed function will be called inside the original function ABC. So now when I call ABC, when I call A, B, and C, what will be there? So what are the what we should pass then? Hello.
any number or a string?
First any number or a string, and then what I should pass in the B, in the second argument, as a second argument. Because the ABC function is considered second argument as a function, because here in the line number 5 you observe something like
Yeah,
Function.
function.
function call, right? So yes, so here I had to pass an anonymous function of console.log of console.log of hi. So what will happen? This 123 will be passed to A, and this whole function will be passed to B, right? So
Yes, sir.
console.log of A means it will be printing 123.
1, 2, 3.
P of, that means this passed function will be called here. Hello.
Yes.
Got it.
Whatever the passed function is there, that will be called over here. So this will be executed. So it will execute and it will print the hi as an output. So let me execute this first class functions. So if you see hi here, okay, I am trying to check out how do you really able to do with this kind of first class functions. I have a function definition like this: function add of a comma b, a comma b comma something called foo. What does it do is it will take where z, and z is equal to a plus b, and foo of z. So finally the output will be like, okay, if I pass 10 and 20, the output, I mean to say, the result should be printed for the given, for the past values. For example, if I pass 20 to 30, 20 and 30 to A and B, result should be printed as 30. Hello.
Yes, sir.
In such case, how do you define the call? How do you define the function call? In the add, what do you pass? Okay, first 88 and 67. Okay, I have passed 88 and 67. Then what will you pass as a third argument?
Function.
Yeah, how do you write that function?
Console.
Like a function expression maybe.
Can you please complete this particular 15th line in your chat? Did you understand my question? Can you complete the line number
Yes, sir.
15? Yeah. Mithali, please check. Okay. Okay. Mhm. Shailaja, please check once again.
Okay, sir.
Rajesh, మీరు కూడా.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Rajesh. Correct. So for that, suppose if you really want that to be printed, then I have to write a function which takes the result as an argument and that will be printed. So if I send this kind of function, then the foo can take this function as the definition, and it when I call that foo function, that means ultimately this will be called here inside the function, and when it is getting called z, the result will be passed to res and that will be printed. Hope all of you understood, Diksha.
Yes.
Sure. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So now suppose if I mean, you need a basic practice. If I have a subtraction of 12 comma 4 comma function res console.log of res, then how the definition should be there for the sub function? Can you complete the sub function definition, please?
Yes.
Yeah. Very good, Diksha. I appreciate it. Yeah. Sailaja, perfect. Yeah. Nice, nice, nice. Very good, guys. You did wonderful job. Very good. So function sub should accept 3 arguments. First argument should be a number. Second argument should be another number. Third argument should be a function. So sorry, function. So for that, I'm taking foo, something like that, and foo of n1 minus n2. So n1 is a variable and n2 is a variable. Instead of taking another variable, I have just directly wrote foo of n1 minus n2. So n1 minus n2 result will be passed to res and that will be printed. But you may be worried like or curious about why I need to define something like this. Do anybody got the result question like that? Why should I define a function like this? Why should I pass another function as an argument? Nobody thought that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay. So anyways, the reason is basically normal functions don't handle the errors properly. Okay, if you really want to handle the errors properly, you definitely need this kind of mechanism. This is called as callback mechanism. We have much better ways of handling the errors in, and we will see that in the future. But this approach is a very good approach for functions where you need to handle the errors also. Okay, for some people, it feels too high because they are just started writing functions. So functions with error handling, there will be, these things will be too much for you. But whoever asks you, why do we need callbacks? Okay, the very first answer you have to give them is error handling. So you can handle the errors in a better way. That is why we write callback functions. We use callback functions, this mechanism. This is in fact a different pattern, callback pattern. This is called a pattern. This way of writing thing is called a pattern. We have one more pattern called promise based pattern. Even that will also have callbacks, but that is little different and better. Okay, I'll explain once you are habituated with these kind of patterns. Okay, but first of all, this is called as callback function. And the functions which will accept another function as an argument is called as first class functions. What are they called? First class functions. What are first class functions? Functions which accept another function as an argument. So here, which function is accepting another function as an argument?
Function add is accepting foo as an argument.
Function add is accepting another function as an argument that goes to foo. Okay,
Yes.
yeah. Why don't you think sub is also a first class function that is also accepting another function as an argument, right?
Yes, sir.
So here, what is this function called?
Argument.
That kind of function name. Of course, it is an anonymous function.
This is anonymous function.
Yeah, this is an anonymous function, but here in this case, anonymous function which is passed as argument. The anonymous function which is passed as argument is called as callback function. What is it called as?
Callback function.
Callback function.
Very good. One more time.
Callback function.
Callback function. Callback function. So whatever the function we can pass as an argument is called callback function. Okay. So these words I will be using very frequently once I start the React. So you have to be very careful. We have to be very careful about these keywords. Anonymous function, callback function, callback pattern, promise pattern. Okay. These kind of things, argument, parameter. There are so many things here we have. So all these things are very much required for understanding them. Okay, let us go to the next concept. So do we have, can I have, okay, let us close this. Callback functions, anonymous functions, function expressions, function declarations, first class functions, all these things. Okay, thank you. Now, little careful, please think over this. That is it possible to have functions inside an object?
Yes, sir.
What do we call them?
Methods.
Super. Functions inside an object are called as
Methods.
Methods. Okay. So whenever you create an array will be represented, the values of the array will be represented as an object. I have already shown it to you. Did I? The array values are represented as object. Array will be represented as object.
Yesterday.
Yeah. Yesterday we have seen that. So here you feel like array is nothing but collection of values, just values. But for me, array is actually an object. It is represented as an object. See here. Right? That means whenever I say object means, what is your feeling? Is it only key value pairs, or now today you have added one more feature into it? Is it only key value pairs, or we can also have something else into it?
We can have
Methods
functions.
are
Very good, Nana. Methods are also possible. Methods are also possible, right? So the same way, when it comes to arrays, in this arrays, we have object, arrays are represented as an object. So in that object, we have properties as well as methods. So not only properties, values are represented as properties. That is correct. But they are not only properties we also have the methods in it. We also have the methods. Okay. What are the methods we have? These are the methods you have. Sir, should I remember all these methods? 100%. Okay, don't worry, because they're all similar. They are logically little different. They don't have too much of complexity. I will divide. Have I shared the documentation with you? Praveen Tutes. Did I show you the Praveen tudes or not?
No.
Guys, programming classes I have shared. I have shared
Yes, yes.
JavaScript also. In that folder, I have these things, all the material. Come on, please watch them in that drive. I have shared JavaScript Foundation, JavaScript Basic, and go to JavaScript Advanced. In that advanced array properties and methods, you can see some advanced array properties and methods. Array length property, detecting array, conversion array methods, stack methods, reduction. There are so many methods you have. Okay, please go through them. Right. So the division I have clearly mentioned over there. Now I would like to give you what are the methods. So how do you look at array? AR is having all the values in sequential order or any other format or any other way they are representing the values. Array is having values, right? All of them are in the sequential 1, 2, 3, 4, or it is representing in any way. It is represented as an object. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It is represented as an object. So when it is represented as an object, that object is having, okay, when that object is having some methods, how do you access them? AR is looking like an object. Okay, in that object, I said there are some methods. Then how do you access those methods?
Dot notation.
This is what I want. The word AR dot PUSH, push. So this particular push method is available in the AR. Okay, as soon as array is created, object will be created. In that object, this push method will be there. The push method can push a new value into the end of the array. This is a stack method. That is why it is pushing into the end of the array. Hello.
Yes, sir.
So now if you see the what is there in the AR, you can see 34 got added after 15 at the end of the array.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
The same way AR dot unshift of 99. This 99 got it before 12. Hello.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, that will be added in the beginning. This is a queue method. So unshift will add the value in the beginning of the array and push will add the value in the end of the array. Is it clear?
Yes.
So let me add 2, 3 more values. So now AR will have this array totally with 24 as the last. Now if I say AR.POP, pop method will remove the value from the rear end. So rear in the sense last, from the last. So 24 will be removed and the new array will be ended with only 88. So the last value will be removed and even the length of the array got reduced to 10. Are you getting it?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Next, suppose if I say AR dot shift, that shift method will be removing the value from the beginning of the array. So 99 got removed and you can find out that value. What do you say? Isn't it?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
So this is how you can actually find out you can actually add the values, add or remove the values from beginning or ending. Only beginning or ending. Suppose you want to add some value in the middle of the array. For example, if I say AR of 2 is equal to Praveen, or let us have 100. AR of 2 means the second value, the second index value gets changed. That is, earlier it was 45 and 45 got removed to replaced with 100.
100.
But it is not adding at AR of 2. I hope you are getting me. It is just replaced the
Replacing.
value. It is not pushing the or inserting the new value at a given index, right? So to add a new value in the given index or to remove a value from the given index, you have a function called splice, a method called splice. So first we will have the removal part. ar.splice splice of 5,2. So the meaning of this splice method arguments is removes two values from
fifth index.
fifth index. So from index 5, which is index 5, consider this one 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 74 is the fifth index value. 74, from 74, two values will be removed. 74 and 15 will be removed. And the leftover values will be adjusted to the left. So now if you see the output, the value will be 74 and 15 got removed and 34 and 88 got placed into this. This is the splice method. I hope you got me. Hello.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
This is the splice method. This is the splice method for removing. The same splice method can be used for adding a value. Suppose at index 2, I don't want to remove any values, but I want to add one value. That is possible by AR dot same method splice of 5. Sorry, I want to add it at this index 2 without removing any element. So you have to mention 0 as a second argument. That means don't remove anything and push 33 into it. So at second position, a new value will be included at second position, that is 33. Have you understood this?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Superb, superb. Now I can have one more method called slice. Sir, I can tell you each and every method, but even you better to read some of the methods also. Those methods which are complex, I will explain you once again. But don't miss any method. At least once you have an eye on it. You may not remember it, but just have a look of it. It is like a buffet, not barbecue. Is it called barbecue? Barbecue mechanism. So we can't eat everything. So everything have to be tasted. Okay, little bit of Manchuria, one vada pav, one this one that one, something small things we had to add on, keep on adding. This is how you had to manage. Okay, anyways, at least have the taste of it. Okay, this is how it works. Fine. Because by just looking into it, when the real-time scenario or use case comes, I am sure you will strike that particular method. I know there is a method in this approach, and you search it and you will find it, and you will what you say, you clear that particular problem in no time. Okay. Chalo guys, next. So now there is a method called slice. Slice means don't remember the Katrina Kaif. शादी हो गया उसको छोड़ दो. Okay. So what I'm saying, Katrina. Okay, slice. I just want to give you emphasize between splice and the slice. Okay, I hope you remember at least with this metaphor. So slice, when you see the slice, it is a cut, right? Actually, when you say slice, it will cut the original mango. But here, the original array will not be sliced, but the values will be copied. So let me take another variable called br. Br is equal to ar dot slice of 4. So from 4th index, all the values will be sliced and they will be placed in the br as an array. So if you see what is there in the br, you can see something like this: 23, 46, 34, and 88. Hello.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Right?
Yes.
But how about AR?
It will remain the same.
Yeah, it will. What do you mean by remain the same? The original array will be persisted. The original array will not.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is what the meaning is. So this is about the slice. So whenever you want to duplicate any array, the slice is one of the best method to duplicate an array. I want, for example, I have a variable called CR and I want to copy all the values from AR into CR. How can I duplicate the values of AR into CR? Some people will be very crazy like this. CR is equal to AR. They think like this will do the entire job. This will do the job. No, unfortunately not. This will not does anything. I hope you are getting my point. This is not the case. Okay, what happens? It will create another variable reference to the original array. It will create another variable reference to the original array. It will not create a new instance, new set of array. Right?
Copies.
Yes, sir.
So, but for example, here, if I say var dr is equal to ar dot slice of 0, then all the values from AR will be placed in the DR.
Yes.
Console.log of DR gives you all the values. That means even if you change AR of 1 is equal to Praveen, obviously AR will have that changes, but not the DR. What is the reason why DR is not having that particular change?
It is a different.
It is
of
just a
AR.
copy.
So because it is not just a copy, it is separately in the memory, separate
Yes, sir. It
value,
is.
separate array it is. So
Yes,
whatever
sir.
the changes you make it in the AR, that will be there in the BRs. Of course, I have given CR is equal to AR. If you observe what is there in the CR, it is just
Same as here.
AR. Okay, guys, take time. Whatever the work I have given or whatever the videos I have taken, please completely watch these all video. Okay, today video I will be immediately uploading it once it is rendered. Yesterday's and day before yesterday's videos will be updated very soon. Okay, so
Okay.
right, please go through this because every day the concepts are becoming more and more complex. As you are able to understand more complex things, that means you are reaching to the job. What you say, reaching to the job very nearly. Okay, You're almost reaching to the job. So complex things comes, listen to it, try to understand that, work on it, and ask me. I will definitely help you. Okay.
Yes.
But you guys are following very nicely. I am very happy about it. But little more work is expected.
Sure, sir.
Yeah. Hope you got this clearly, right? Chalo. Okay, guys, that's it for today. See you tomorrow. Okay. Bye bye. See you.